Haley's gone to sort out James, our little one. He's not very happy this morning. The reason why I'm looking over there is we've actually got a camera set up. He's in the living room. We've got a camera in the living room basically, so we can keep an eye on him, when we're working. That's what you got to do, right? When you work from home with a baby, 5-month-old. Just got to find ways to work around it. But it's also great because we both get to spend all day at home with him. We get to spend as much time as we can with him. It's one benefit of being sort of self-employed. Work from home. You can work whenever you want. I can stop whenever I want. I want to stop and take a break. I can stop and take a break. Come back to this later. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's one of the great things about it, really. You have complete freedom and control over your own time. This is what, being able to make your own income online and not have to rely on anyone else means you're in control of your own time then. This is why I'm a big advocate of entrepreneurship and finding ways to make money out of the internet. There's tons of ways you can do that. You just got to be consistent. You've got to be persistent. And you got to keep going until you find out what works for you. Eventually, you will find something that does work. You should definitely start with something that you're interested in, though. Don't try and follow any trends or jump on something, because the problem with trends is that trends die out. That's why we don't jump on trends, on product trends. For example, if it was some big trend that came along, we wouldn't try and jump on it product-wise at all, because it's pointless, because all trends fade out eventually. And then you put in a ton of effort and work into something which is unsustainable. It's just not going to last. It's just a waste of time and effort, in my view. Constantly trying to jump on trends, and this is one of the biggest problems with dropshipping, and the way dropshipping is generally viewed. I'm sure if any of you watching this video have done a bit of research on dropshipping or watched any YouTube videos on dropshipping, your understanding of what dropshipping is in a lot of ways probably really short-sighted. A lot of people, and it's not their fault, it's just what they're being sort of taught on YouTube and stuff. A lot of people think dropshipping is exactly that: finding a trendy product on one of these Chinese sites. You've heard of them yourself. Things like AliExpress, DSers, Spocket. I don't know. There's loads, right? I'm not going to name. I'm not even that really familiar with all of them, but there is tons of them. And the problem is that if you try and jump on these trends, most people try and teach you dropshipping as in you need to find this winning product concept, right? But it's not about finding winning products, because I don't even like the term winning products, to be honest. I think it's a horrible term that focuses people's attention on the wrong thing. Your attention shouldn't be focused on finding winning products at all. Your attention should be focused on getting people to know that you actually exist, i.e. basic marketing skills. That's really what you should be putting all your time and effort into, is marketing. Because without traffic, you're not going to sell anything to anyone. So, and don't be fooled about going the paid ad route as well, because what will happen is you'll find a product that you think is trendy because you've seen people, or you've probably seen ads for certain products on TikTok or on Instagram. And those ads are more or less people just like you wasting money trying to sell cheap Chinese junk that is basically complete garbage. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to deliver, and even if you are able to make any sales, that is, and you're basically not going to be able to build a brand around that. That's just not going to set you up in any way whatsoever. If you do try and chase these winning products, I mean, they are out there, but you're talking like the 0.1% of people who are lucky enough to land on something, create an ad that hits, that goes viral, and then they make a few quid out of that. But you can't keep chasing that because it's not a sustainable business. And a lot of people think that's what dropshipping is, and dropshipping is not that. All dropshipping really is dropshipping is just a method of fulfillment. Some of the biggest retailers in the world use dropshipping themselves. For example, take, we're based in the UK, so take Tesco, for example. Obviously, I think Tesco, the largest supermarket in the UK. Tesco do dropshipping, right? And what they do, all dropshipping is Tesco obviously have their own website, the Tesco online website, and they have hundreds of thousands of products, if not probably not millions of products, but they have hundreds of thousands of products online that you can buy. And not all of those products are, when you order those products, some of those products are not sent to you by Tesco. Some of those products are sent to you directly by Tesco suppliers. And what this has allowed Tesco to do, and many other retailers as well, is it allows them to offer you a vast selection of products. In a sense, much of what Amazon is made up of 60 to 70% third-party sellers, right? Sellers like us, like the people who sell our products on Amazon, third-party individuals. That's what the Amazon catalog, and Amazon does have millions of products in its catalog. But all Amazon really is doing in that sense is, for the most of its catalog, Amazon is just a drop shipper. Because what Amazon's doing is Amazon is selling the product. Amazon is giving that order to a particular seller. That seller is effectively drop shipping that product to Amazon's customer. You don't own that customer as an Amazon seller. The customer belongs to Amazon. The customer is loyal to Amazon, right? So, and the customer, 9 times out of 10, thinks that the product came from Amazon as well. But in fact, the product actually came from me or yourself. And that is dropshipping, guys. So there you go. Literally, the biggest store in the world is built around dropshipping. Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.com, more or less all dropshipping. So the point I think I'm getting at here is that dropshipping is everywhere. Dropshipping is everything. because you can't have millions and millions and millions of products or hundreds of thousands of products in your catalog and working with, thousands of different suppliers and expect those retailers or those stores to physically purchase upfront all of that stock and then stick it in a warehouse and wait for it to sell, right? With the margins being, the margins and the competition for internet retail, right, are so sort of small, if you like, so tight, that it just doesn't make financial sense to run a business that way. So what retailers do is they utilize dropshipping, and they have arrangements with their suppliers where the supplier will agree to ship the order white label, okay, which is no branding or the branding of the retailer. Some suppliers, like ourselves, for example, if you sell one of our products, we will ship that order out to your customer with a branded invoice. Example being this. The invoice at the top has got the logo. That's not our logo. That's one of our resellers. And that logo there is displayed on all of those packing slips that go out for that particular reseller. And we do this with all of our resellers. We allow our resellers to brand their own shipments so that when the order arrives to their customers, it feels like they're getting an experience as if that item is being delivered to them by the company that sold it to them. Okay, they're not getting a package which has our logo on it. That wouldn't make any sense because they'd be like, well, I didn't purchase from that company. So all dropshipping really is that. Dropshipping at its truest form is just a fulfillment method. It's an arrangement between a supplier and a retailer, where the supplier, if they're a good supplier, they will happily ship your orders direct to your customers, and they will brand that experience so that your customer thinks that the order come directly from you. So dropshipping, guys, is everywhere. It's all around us. It's everything. It is a huge part. Dropshipping is probably makes up the biggest part of all online retailing, I would say, because retailers are constantly trying to be everything stores that sell all different types of products, rather than stores that just sort of niche down. And the reason why they do this is because more products means you get found more often, you get more traffic, right? So one of the easiest ways to get more attention online is just to have more products, whether that's in your eBay store, in your Amazon store, your Etsy store, your Shopify store. If you just list more products, you'll have more opportunities to be found. Like if you take eBay, for example, some of the biggest sellers on eBay are big and do so well simply by the sheer number of products that they have available in their eBay store. So the more products you list on eBay, the more products you will sell. Typically, conversion rates on eBay or on any marketplace, for example, we see with our product range conversion rates between 2 and 4%. And I would say conversion rates on eBay, roughly the average is around about 2%. So we actually sell above the average conversion rate for, I would say, the home decor industry, which is the industry that we're on. And I would say in the last few years, the entire home decor category space has seen a trend in decline, right? But we are now starting to see some recovery again, which is, of course, excellent news. But if you want to generate a lot of revenue on marketplaces, you just need to list a lot of products. It is really that simple. Listing should be on marketplaces, listing should be your number one strategy above everything else, right? Your strategy isn't product selection, it isn't even pricing, or how you write your descriptions or how you write your titles, and it's not optimizing titles, it's not optimizing descriptions, it's not even optimizing images. If you just, all that stuff can help, but it is not time well spent when compared to the results that you will get if you just list in mass volume. Because if you list in mass volume, you will be found in more eBay searches, in more Etsy searches, in more Amazon searches than if you try and optimize your titles or descriptions or your images to be found in more eBay searches. Okay? Just list more product. Super, super simple. Most people don't do it. And the reason why most people don't do it is because it's hard. It's difficult to list hundreds of thousands of products on eBay. You can list products in bulk, but do you have any experience? Do you know how to do that? You certainly ain't going to get hundreds of thousands of listings on eBay, listing individually using the eBay sell my item form, right? Listing one by one. You're not going to get hundreds of thousands of items. And if you want to do 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month plus on these platforms, then you have to be listing a lot of volume. I recently worked with an eBay seller who's done over 5 million British pounds. He's a UK seller, done over 5 million in sales on eBay. I myself have done over 1.4 million in sales on eBay, and I've sold over 100,000 items on there. You can go and actually check out my eBay store right now, and you can see that it shows I've sold over 100,000 items on there. But I recently worked with an eBay seller who's significantly larger than my own store, and he's done over 5 million in sales, and he is dropshipping. He's done over 5 million in dropshipping sales just on eBay. Doesn't sell on Etsy, doesn't sell on Amazon, just sells on eBay. Over 5 million in sales. And I can verify that because I've actually seen inside his account. I've seen the numbers. But what I can tell you about that particular seller is he does roughly about 30K a month, roughly about £1,000 British pound now in sales per day. It's 100% drop shipping. But he has over 100,000 listings on his eBay store. 100,000 listings on his eBay store. And all of his effort each day, he lives in London, this guy, runs the store by himself. All that he does every day is that he sources out, he looks for new suppliers so that he can add more and more products to his eBay store. Basically, and that's where he spends all of his time and effort. It's just adding more and more product to his eBay store, because he knows that by adding more products, he'll get more traffic and he'll get more sales. And that's how he grows his store. He pays eBay the £480 a month for the anchor store, which is what you need if you're going to list in that volume. Once you go past once you go past 7,000 listings on eBay, you need to upgrade to the anchor store, because it's more cost effective to do it. It's more cost effective to be on the anchor level store at 7,000 listings. So even though that may seem like a crazy amount of money to be paying eBay every month, you know, almost £500 just for your store. Well, the fact is that they give you unlimited free listing at that level. So if you're going to list in any volume like that, you're going to need to eventually pay for an anchor store. And the problem is, the problem with eBay, where a lot of people get stuck with eBay, is they think, well, I've got 100 listings, I've got 200 listings, and they're drop shipping, and you've got mass competition, and your products are not unique, and they wonder why they haven't got any sales. And the reason why you haven't got any sales is because you're just not getting enough traffic. Basically, all the information is right there in front of you. Just have a look at how much traffic you're getting. You'll see that your traffic will be converting at a normal rate. It'll be converting at between 1% and 2%, which is completely normal for eBay. But the reason why you're not getting sales is because you just don't have enough traffic. And the only way to get more traffic on eBay is to list more items, right? You don't need to spend more money on ads. Okay, unfortunately, you do need to spend money on ads to get visibility on eBay. You do need to use promoted listings. They've deliberately built the platform in such a way to force you to do it, but you don't need to do anything more than just running a standard general campaign and running your eBay promoted listings at the eBay recommended amounts. So let eBay optimize your listings on an individual level. Don't go for a blanket, 5% or 10% promoted listings on all of your listings, because what's going to happen there is you're going to be not spending enough to get traffic on some listings, and then you're going to be overspending on your most popular listings as well. So you're going to be basically overpaying fees, right? So let eBay optimize for you, and that way then you can maximize the amount of traffic and actually reduce your workload, because you haven't got to constantly keep an eye on your promoted listings. And you've just got to build that promoted listings cost into your margin, right? You just have to know, and you have to expect that, right, I'm going to have to pay this much extra in eBay fees because I need to promote my items. Just make sure your items are priced. And another benefit to listing in volume on eBay, and when I say volume, I mean, set yourself an initial target of 1,000 items on eBay, okay? And then when you get to 1,000 items, then set yourself a new target. Right, now I want to get to 10,000 items. And then when you get to 10,000 items, set yourself a new target. I want to get to 50,000 items. You get to 100,000 items. And if you do that, watch your store grow like nobody's business. You'll continuously grow if you continuously add new products, because eBay loves new products being added to its marketplace. And one big key thing here is as you do grow and as you do get sales, one thing you need to make absolutely sure is that you are providing excellent service, that you're delivering within your stated times, you're getting good feedback, you're not getting high return rates, you're not delivering late. Basically, all of the metrics that they measure you on, you have to make sure that your account is performing well. Because if there's one thing that's going to prevent you from getting anywhere on eBay, it's falling foul of the metrics, the things that they measure you on, right? So you can't just go and list tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of items on eBay and then provide shit service to people who buy items from you. That is a fast way to get your eBay account suspended. And before even your account gets suspended, they'll limit your traffic. So then you'll be in a situation where you're listing or have listed tens of thousands of items and you thought you were doing well, and then all of a sudden you stop growing and you keep listing and you just don't grow. They just don't send you even more traffic. You just see your traffic going down and down and down. And the reason why your traffic just keeps going down is because eBay are limiting deliberately your visibility based on your metrics. Because what you were doing is you were causing problems for eBay by pissing off their customers. eBay pay a lot of money in advertising and have invested, hundreds of billions of pounds in growing their customer base, right? So, and the last thing they want is for you to come along and piss off all of their customers, right? So, and the way they do that is they control that through metrics. So, if you don't provide your eBay customers with excellent service, then eBay will just prevent you from being able to get anywhere at all. So you have to list in high volume. You have to continually list to continually grow. And you have to make sure that what you are listing, the suppliers that you are working with, this is absolutely the number one most important thing with the suppliers that you work with, is how good is the service that they provide you? Do they deliver on time to your customers within the stated time? Are the products that they're offering as stated on their website? Are you getting too many returns? If you're getting too many returns, or if the products are not as stated, or they're delivering slow, if your supplier is doing things to cause your metrics to not be optimal, then you need to consider dumping that supplier and finding a better supplier. Okay? Because not having your metrics on point, when I say on point, you basically need to avoid being below standard, because the below standard is one step above being suspended, right? So if you're below standard, you will see a huge decline. Up to 80% of your traffic will be lost. And it doesn't matter what you do. The only way you can get back to above standard is by continuing to sell. So at that point, you have a big problem. One, you need to, if you do go below standard, you need to fix all the issues. So fix all the issues that cause you to get there. So dump all your shit suppliers, the ones who caused you to get there in the first place. Because at the end of the day, you are dropshipping. Now, if it's your fault and you haven't been sending the orders over to the suppliers quick enough for them to get the orders out to the customers on time, that's just a handling time problem, which you can fix. Just extend your handling time, right? Don't lie about how long it takes you to send your order over to the supplier. Make sure that your handling time, the amount of time it takes you, if it's not automated, the amount of time it takes you to send the order to your supplier, if that takes you a day on average, then make sure you add an extra day for your handling on top of your supplier's handling time, and then make sure your delivery times match exactly what your supplier is stating. And if you set it up in that way, then you should always be able to guarantee that your metrics are exactly on point month after month after month after month. Now, you can strive for being a top rated seller. My account right now is a top rated seller. My metrics are, super low. Rarely do we have issues. But you can run a dropshipping account, a very large dropshipping account, above standard, and get mass volumes of traffic on above standard. So above standard is absolutely fine. Don't be afraid that you need to strive for top rated seller. It doesn't give you the traffic benefits that it used to. Years ago, actually trying to be a top rated seller actually gave you quite a lot of benefits in terms of traffic volume. The difference in sales years ago was, in my opinion, given that I've been on eBay since 2007, so I've seen a ton of changes. Years ago, the difference between being above standard and being a top-rated seller in terms of traffic volume was massive. The moment your account, you're evaluated on eBay every month, the moment your account went from above standard to top-rated, sales just used to triple like that, maybe even 4 or 5 times as much. Now, the difference is very marginal. So, it's not actually helpful or useful trying to qualify for top-rated seller or trying to qualify for top-rated plus, and jumping over all the hoops that eBay wanted you to jump over to get there. Being above standard is perfectly acceptable. You can grow a lovely business doing that. But under no circumstances can your any account go below standard. You have to identify the problems before they continue to occur and send you into below standard. Because what I can tell you is once you go below standard, you're not getting out of that for minimum 3 months. Okay. And if you're a new seller and you're not selling much volume, okay, so you can turn an account around from below standard back to above standard in about 3 months if you're doing volume, right? Take about 3 months. If you're a newer seller and you're not doing that much volume, it may take you up to 1 year to get your account back to above standard. So you can basically completely wreck your account for an entire year by falling below standard. So under no circumstances do you let your account fall below standard. And the same principles apply on Amazon. Well, to be honest, on Amazon it's even more severe. They'll literally just suspend you. They'll just suspend you for not answering emails quick enough. eBay and Etsy tend to be a bit more lenient. Amazon is super strict on everything, basically. And it's all around the fact that they have invested so much money in building this marketplace, building this customer base, and they just don't want you to be an idiot and mess it up for them. They don't want you to piss customers off. So that's why they have these metrics which are super strict. They will not send you traffic if you do not basically delight people with the products that you're selling. And doing that with dropshipping is difficult, especially if you're working with multiple different suppliers, because especially if you're working with new suppliers, you haven't got a history of them. You don't know how good they are. So it is every time you add a new supplier, and you add tons of their products to your catalog, and then those orders start coming in, you want to be on top of that, right? So you want to be, when you send those orders over to supplier, you want to be asking the supplier, right, certainly initially in the beginning, right, when's this order going to be delivered? Because how quickly are you getting these orders out? And make sure you're monitoring your new suppliers as soon as you add them. Because it doesn't take a lot for your account to get a few metric hits, and then you could be ended up in a situation where you're below standard. So keep an eye on your suppliers, keep an eye on your metrics. List in mass volume. Think tens of thousands of listings, think hundreds of thousands of listings to really get to, just think of the example I just gave you a moment ago. Okay, so £1,000 a day in sales on eBay, dropshipping, 100% dropshipping, single person operation, over 5 million in sales, 100,000 listings plus to get there. Okay, if you want to do those sort of numbers with dropshipping on eBay, then that's the type of numbers of listings that you need to get to. You're not going to get to that volume with 1,000 listings. If you are looking for a dropship supply, guys, we do have a catalogue, and we have, quite a lot of products. We have basically about 3,000 products in our catalogue, about 50,000 variants all in. About 3,000 products, that is. The variants are size variations, color variations, style variations, things like that. And you're more than welcome to sell our products. You can go to our website. When you go to our website, just go to the menu, click Start Dropshipping, create an account, it's completely free. After you create an account, you'll get access to our retailer app. And then using our retailer app, you can access our catalog. And then from our catalog, you can see, all everything about our product is in our catalog. You can find links to all product images, product descriptions, and you can basically start adding those products to your stores. If you want to sell in bulk, what you need to do is, if you want to list in volume, is you need to get yourself set up with Shopify, and you need to install the Sync Logic app. We're not affiliated. This is just how we run our bulk catalog. They are essentially a store syncing app, and what you can do is set up Sync Logic, come into our Slack. You can find a link for that inside of our retailer app, and then just ask us for the connection code for Sync Logic for our catalog, and that will allow you to sync basically all 3,000 products to your Shopify store. And then once they're in your Shopify store, you can then do whatever you want with them from Shopify. The reason why you need to use Shopify should be your central hub where you connect all of your supplier products into your Shopify store, and then there are apps out there that you can install in your Shopify store to send products in bulk to eBay, Etsy, Amazon, TikTok Shop, wherever you want to send them. Okay, but the best way to do it in terms of bulk, the most efficient way to do it, is to start with a Shopify store, connect all of your suppliers to your Shopify store, and then install the various marketplace apps to get your products onto the marketplace platforms. You guys, if you want help with any of this, which I've just mentioned, we have a program which is called the Shopify Launch Accelerator. It is designed to help new individuals launch a Shopify store and actually grow and build a brand. But the reason why I'm telling you about that is because what we actually do with that program is of benefit to what we've been talking about today here in this stream. Because what we actually do with that program is we not only do we add all of our products from our catalog to your Shopify store, but then we also basically from there are able to then connect your marketplace accounts, your eBay, your Amazon, your Etsy, your TikTok Shop. We're able to then, through that Shopify Launch Accelerator program, we're able to connect these accounts for you and actually get then our products onto these marketplace platforms for you in bulk. And we teach you through this program how to grow and build your Shopify brand. And we teach you how to actually bulk list on these platforms, so that when we hand over the Shopify store to you, which is i.e. when you decide you've learned enough and you've grown your brand enough, then you can decide to come out of the program at any time. At that time, we'll do a handover, show you exactly how we run the store, show you exactly how you bulk list on all of these platforms, so that you can then start working with other suppliers, expand your product range, continue building your Shopify brand, and continue adding new products from more suppliers to your Shopify store, and then get those products from Shopify onto the various marketplace platforms that you're selling on as well. I recommend that you sell on all the available marketplace platforms that you can. That's just going to get you more traffic, it's going to get you more attention. That's how you're going to be able to grow your sales overall. Here's a simple way to think about something. If, for example, you want to get to, say, 10K a month, well, I can tell you this for a fact. If you're trying to get to 10K a month online, yes, you can absolutely get there, but it's going to be significantly easier for you to do that if you list across multiple platforms, because it is so much easier to get to 2K a month in sales across 5 platforms than it is to get to 10K in sales on just one. Okay, so I highly recommend starting with Shopify. Okay, you don't have to start with our program. You can if you want. If you want all the support and all the help, that's what we do the program for. That's why it's called the Launch Accelerator, because we help you launch. So we help you set up essentially everything that's going to make you multi-channel. So we give you all the products. And we connect all your marketplace accounts and get you selling on all of these platforms. That is a ton of knowledge that you're going to learn when working with us through this program. So if you are interested in that, there is a link in the description down below. You can go to our website, check out the Shopify Launch Accelerator. It's in the menu. You can read all about it, what the benefits are of that program. And if you are interested, then you can obviously sign up to the website. But yeah, if you have any questions about that, obviously you can reach out to myself. Just create a free account on the website. When you're inside the account, you get access to our retailer app. Join our Slack workspace. You can come directly into Slack, and then you can just chat to me whenever you want. I'm on Slack basically 24/7, so you can just reach out to me anytime you want if you have any questions about that program, or if you need any help with anything specifically related to dropshipping or FBA or anything which is Shopify, eBay, Amazon, Etsy. Just reach out to me. I don't bite. I'll be more than happy to help any of you guys out.